Hi Aries, welcome to March. Thank you for joining me. Aries, Venus is in your sign. Sun is in your sign soon. I think you feel the shift in the energy. It's been quite a long winter. Mercury retrograde in Pisces has brought up a lot of emotional stuff that needed a bit of tending to, but you know what? It's been smooth sailing. Venus has been supporting you. It's had your back. Enlightenment. Certain things have come to light. Certain truths have been revealed. And I think, Aries, a few truths that you may have been waiting for turn up this month. In every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me toward right-minded thinking and the energy of love. When I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. So, Aries, if you have been coming from a place of doubt, if there has been not a lot of peace in the situation, if you feel as if you've been trying your real hardest, I think you've reached a conclusion, and the energy and the direction that you choose to plug forward with in March helps when the sun comes in your sign reach the ultimate conclusion about this situation. Ultimately, you need to come to terms with a few things at the moment, and the peace that you decide to make a priority for yourself really helped you out of a situation that would have been a little bit tricky otherwise. Aries, if you have been learning truth about people, emotional withdrawal, it might be time to back away a little bit and pull emotions out of the situation where necessary. Aries, I feel as if you kind of know where a situation has been leading you, and it might not necessarily have been in the direction that you once thought it was going. Either way, you're feeling good. And the higher you're vibrating right now, enlightenment shall truly lighten up a path for you, Aries. Coming into your sign really soon, financial and material changes. Looks like things finally decide to get a bit better. Materially, suffering in silence and emotional withdrawal, Aries, there needs to be some sort of purging. And a lot of it is gonna come once you get really clear about what it is that you really need to let go of in your life. And I think you already know what it is. I think the minute you decide to let go of it, Aries, a lot of your financial doors start opening. The material blessings start coming in. Things start getting really real. A situation where you may have been suffering in silence, you don't need to anymore, because the more that you pull away from it emotionally, the harder it gets. And I think it's been blocking you in other directions too, because you haven't been able to relate to it in any way. These money blockages, if you feel like you have been held back, you need to really lean into your faith right now. And I think it's from that faith, the faith, that's from that faith, that peace puts you back on a path where, you know, your energy is the right kind of energy. Connecting with love right now. Connect with love. You know what I mean, Aries? You know what I mean. Don't take it so seriously. We're not here to be so serious all the time. This sense of duty, this discipline, this responsibility. That was a lot to do with Saturn in Capricorn. This month, March, Pisces season, has a lot to do with spiritual enlightenment. Has a lot to do with connecting with source. Has a lot to do with faith. Has a lot to do with believing in things outside of us. Powers outside of us. The only thing we can really control right now, one, time is so fluid. Everything is time is an illusion. Straight up. Faith. It leads to the peace that we need to be able to rest in our mind a little bit, to be able to think of where we want to go next. But you need to focus on the energy of love Venus is in your sign right now. A lot of serendipitous opportunities can make their way to you. A lot of things that you can do in this time that you wouldn't necessarily have been able to do otherwise. Just pay attention to the signs. The full moon in Virgo is going to happen on the 9th, Aries. At that time, things financially change up. It's a full moon of yield. So, get to a little bit of spring cleaning, I want to say. What do I got? Workaholic, dissipating, and release. There are things, people, situations that need to go now, Aries. You've been reluctant for long enough. You've been holding on to it as much as you could. The energy is dissipating. It's coming outside of you now, like beyond your hands. So either you make peace with it and let it go and surrender it to beings greater than yourself, or whether you let it fester and linger and you are only going to become more resentful for it. Throwing yourself into a work situation, you kind of need to stop and look at it, whatever it is. Don't hide your emotions in work. That's not healthy. Deal with it a healthy way, Aries. This season can be really quite fruitful for you. You just need to get your mind on the right track. Enlightenment and faith. Release. And not being complacent about it. The workaholic stuff, you can't use it to like do this emotional withdrawal and suffering in silence. Address whatever this thing is. Have faith. It'll get better. By the time the sun is in your sign, it'll all make sense. Venus enters Taurus. It gets a bit more grounded and a bit more stable at that point. Venus in your sign is fun. It's a little bit headstrong for the best of us. A little bit of stability might be what you need right now. Just work on this suffering in silence and this emotional withdrawal stuff. That's not healthy. Try and be really healthy this month. Peace. Okay? I want you to meditate on the word peace. Thank you so much for joining, Aries. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe and leave me a comment. To book a reading, visit Rubyreadstarot.com. Take care, guys.